I really like the Sheriff. It's so satisfying when you hit your shots. But I also like dragons. Last time I created a golden dragon, so today I decided to create a living and breathing dragon. Simply said, I want to create an Elderflame Sheriff. And if you don't know me, I'm Thyros, and I like to create skins. Custom skins. I already created Elderflame skins in the past. Go check them out. But they look off, especially the faces. Back then I couldn't really use the sculpting tools in Blender. Sculpting is a similar process as forming clay, but only in the computer. But I think I improved a lot since then. So let's try it again. To get started with the Elderflame Sheriff, I first sketched out how the Sheriff would look like as a dragon. And yes, this is a fidget spinner. And also yes, I can't really draw, but this is good enough for me. Now in Blender, I start to block out the basic shape of the Sheriff. I do this to get all of the proportions right before adding all the detail. After that, I applied a modifier to smooth everything out. Here I didn't use the subdivision surface modifier, instead I used a multi-res modifier. This modifier is really powerful with sculpting, because you keep the original geometry. So for example, with my Elderflame Phantom, I didn't use this modifier, and at the end the head looked like this. The geometry is basically unusable for animation. There are ways to fix this, but it's a lot more time consuming. So with this modifier you can just sculpt normally and afterwards have a perfect mesh that is suitable for animation. But enough with theoreticals, let's keep going. After I finished the head, I added scales to the body. At this point I realized that it looked too similar to the Elderflame Frenzy. To fix this, I had the idea of adding wings to it. So I did. I also created a rig to control the wings at the same time to see if they would work animated. And after adding some bounciness to the wings, thanks to a cloth sim, I tried them out in first person and they seemed to work fine. I also tried different positions in third person and their wings really grew on me. The next part was to finish the scales on the dragon's body. And I was really happy with the result. Now the last part for modeling on the agenda were the hands and feet. I used the same sculpting tricks as before and I think they came out really good. Now the basic model was done and only the textures were missing. But before I added them, I had to rig the dragon. Rigging is the process of creating a skeleton for a 3D model so it can move. I'm really proud of this rig. It can move everything and it also has IK. IK means that Blender calculates every position of the bones when moving only one bone. This makes the animation process way easier. Now, let's come to texturing. I normally would just create some procedural generated textures with nodes, but I really like the look of the Elderflame skins, so I had to paint the textures myself. It was a really straightforward process, except when my wings suddenly turned black and the textures were gone. Oh my god, no. Oh, please. No. I couldn't do anything, so I had to start over with the wings. And they turned out pretty good at the end. Now the last part to do with the model was to add in a magazine and to make the whole dragon a bit fatter, so it looked more like a sheriff. I really like the comparison between my sketch and the final result. But I wasn't really done just yet. Remember the rigs that I created earlier to animate the dragon? I hope so, it was only 20 seconds ago. I created the equip, inspect and shooting animation. I tried around a lot to get it as perfect as I can. So I had to create a lot of different versions. After I got the animations like I wanted, I rendered the whole thing out. And I can't wait to show you. But before, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more content like this. And leave a comment down below with what I should do next. Now, enjoy the animation.